So, welcome to another interview with ProKonnect. My name is Kim, and we have a special guest today. Do you mind telling us your name?
Yeah, it's Keenan Pascal. I'm the CEO of Token Naturals and Token Bitters.
Okay, so what is Token Naturals and Token Bitters?
So Token as an umbrella is an extraction company. So what we
Okay.
do is we'll extract essences from plants. So
Okay.
if it's in its CBD, THC cannabis realm, it goes under Token Naturals.
Oh,
And if
okay.
it's in like the cocktails, like ester, like making bitters, it goes under Token
Right.
Bitters. But it's the same science of extraction.
Oh, okay. Okay, so how does extraction and all this, how does that work? What's the point, I guess, of...
Yeah, so like what we do
Yeah.
for bitters, for example,
Mhm.
is we kind of make the spice rack for bartenders. So we use
okay.
ethanol. Like, we'll buy like moonshine from a distiller,
Right.
and we put plants like, for example, our cherry flavor. We take cherries like locally sourced, and then we get from on White Ave, Silk Road. We'll use cinnamon bark, and we extract that in ethanol, and then what's left over is like this cocktail mixture,
Right.
and then you use it to make different drinks, or you add it as like a fruit additive, and you just put a few drops in each
Right.
dish or each drink,
Okay.
and that's what bitters are. And then
Yeah.
on the cannabis side,
Mhm.
we use ethanol to pull out THC and CBD from cannabis plants.
Right.
Yeah, so those are the kind of two arms of the business.
Oh, okay, so it's very technical. Very technical.
Yeah, we got there's some smart guys on our team.
Yeah.
I'm not in that chemical engineering side, but we have chemical engineers.
That's awesome. So how did you get started in this industry?
So I started with meeting my co-founder and doing our MBAs in Vancouver.
Okay.
So I went to UBC. So I graduated from U of A, worked in banking for like 7 years, worked for ATB, Scotiabank.
Oh, me too.
And then I did an MBA in Vancouver.
Nice.
And then there I met up with a chemical engineer who was like, I think extraction in the cannabis space is going to be big in the future.
Yes.
So this was like 2014. This was before legalization.
Okay.
So he worked on a project through school. We went and when we graduated, started the company. And then it was my job to like run the company and raise capital. So in like 2018, we raised like $500,000.
Oh, wow.
And we launched the bitters company, and we put an application with the federal government for an extraction license in cannabis.
That's awesome. So with the cannabis industry being newly legalized in Canada, what opportunities do you think that gave you a lot of opportunities as a business owner or a potential business owner?
Yeah, it was like it's a brand new industry. So like when you look at it in terms of like the industry had like there was a gray market.
Yes.
And then it was transitioning into a legal market. So like really that's kind of once in a lifetime you get this opportunity to see something get out of prohibition. So you know, back in the day it was liquor, now it's cannabis. See what the next wave is, but we thought there's going to be an opportunity to get in there. So there's different ways you can get into the market. You can grow the cannabis, you can extract it, you can go on the retail side, and then now as legalization has evolved to add other products. So there's you can make edibles, beverages, gummies, vapes, topicals. So there's a whole new realm that's just coming to the surface. So there's a lot of different exciting opportunities in the cannabis space.
Yeah, definitely. So how would you stand out? It seems like every corner that you go into there is a cannabis store.
Yep.
So how would you stand out as a new business or a new store?
Yeah, so like for us, it's really, we position ourselves in a really niche area in the market.
Okay.
So what we do is we'll buy the plant material off the growers.
Right.
We'll extract it, and then we'll sell that oil, that distillate, to the guys producing edibles, gummies, things like that. So for us, the more retail stores that come up and the more brands out there, it's better because you have more customers.
You have more customers.
On the B2B side for that.
Oh, okay.
So it's really about kind of finding your niche in the market and what you're good at. So we have a great science team and a great product development team. And that's where we kind of stand out.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. And you did mention that in your first year you raised about almost $500,000 in capital. So how did you do that with, I guess that was the time when there's still people are thinking, is it going to go through, is it going to be legal and all those things?
Yeah.
So how did that come about? How were you able to raise that?
It's definitely a combination of like, you know, a good team, knowing your industry and knowing your market, who you're raising capital from. So like we did our first round with a lot of like friends and family that were interested in the cannabis space. And then I had a really great co-founder, Jamie. There's a few of us inside the company. And Jamie was, you know, had a good financial backing and a good network and was able to kind of gave us that first like 200, and then it kind of snowballed.
Oh,
So
okay.
in total, we've raised like $2.2 million over
Oh, wow.
2-3 years.
That's
But
good.
yeah, it started at 5, and then we hit different milestones. And then
Mm-hmm.
once we hit milestones, we went back to the investment community. I was like, what we've done here,
Right.
we need this X amount of money to get to this next level.
Right.
And that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And in regards to a workplace, are you seeing a lot of diversity in the cannabis industry?
Slowly it's starting to get there. I think the nice thing about the cannabis industry is there's
Mm-hmm.
no template, there's no like
Right.
cookie cutter like cannabis employee yet.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of opportunities, you know, to come into the market and really
Mm-hmm.
kind of define yourself and
Mm-hmm.
make your mark, because it's still very new. So
Right.
I think the industry in itself is open to diversity because it's brand new, and you can come in and I'll go to a meeting and I have no idea what the person across the table is going to look like until you actually meet them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
definitely awesome. There's been a lot of negative, I guess, maybe negative views on the use of cannabis, whether it was going to do society good or be good. And now that it's legal, what have you seen? Have you seen that society has changed its perspective on cannabis for, I guess, health uses, or just for fun, or all those things? Have you seen any changes?
Yeah, I think the stigmatization is definitely lowered.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're seeing people who were very anti-cannabis seeing
Mm-hmm.
here's the business opportunity. I'm going to look into the cannabis from a business standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
or here's like the recreational use, and
Mm-hmm.
people are going there. There's still a lot of work to be done on like the scientific side of things. Just legalization just opened up doors for people to actually start experimenting. So that side still needs to catch up, but there's medical benefits to it.
Right.
We as a company focus on like the recreational side of it, and that's where we really I've come just personally to use cannabis a lot more than alcohol. For, socializing, going out, like no hangover, like that's a nice trade-off. So it's like having that balance of like the recreational market opening up and then like the medical kind of catching up is nice. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And what other health benefits are there to cannabis?
We don't personally like dive too much into the health side of things, because like people definitely use it for anxiety, just helping them sleep. There's the CBD, there's anti-inflammatory. It's really, you want to talk to your doctor about your specific need and balance and relationship with cannabis. But on the rec side, you kind of just use it as like a social. You're seeing this stigmatization go away in the sense that, like, I went to a wedding a few weeks ago, and outside, you're smelling cannabis and you're smelling cigarettes, and people are like looking at the cigarettes as like, it's kind of dirty, and the cannabis is like, oh, it's a little bit more normal. Like, it's not like we have to hide and smoke a joint, or like people are smoking on their like outside walking their dogs, or in their backyards, and you're seeing just more of that, and people aren't viewing it's like, oh, that's a dirty pot house.
It's
like, oh, it's just my neighbor smoking a joint.
Yeah, it's become more expensive. That's definitely true. So where do you think the industry is heading in the next 5 years?
I think in the next 5 years, you're going to see a lot of, I think the industry, it grew really quickly in terms of like investment, and a lot of people got into the growing side of things. And now you're going to see that kind of transition to the next wave of products. So, the beverages, the edibles, the gummies, maybe the city's looking at doing social lounges and dispensaries and how that comes up. So I think the next opportunity is really in the new products and the new way to consume cannabis and the new places you can consume cannabis.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what advice would you give to those who are looking to go into this industry in terms of business-wise?
Yeah, I think this industry is very volatile in the sense of you kind of live and die by regulations. So rules can change, people lobby, everyone's kind of learning at the same time. So if you're coming into the industry, you definitely have to be flexible, you have to be kind of lean, because you're seeing guys right now with larger companies that went really big really fast, or vertically integrated all their lines of business, aren't focused enough and they're having trouble surviving, and it's the ones that are kind of the smaller, the guys that came in second or the guys that are really focused on one thing very well, where they're having the most success.
Right.
So yeah, coming into the industry, you definitely want to be flexible. You want to be kind of lean, and you really want to have a focus to what your business plan is or what you're trying to accomplish in the industry.
Okay, that's definitely some good advice. Are there any, I guess, groups or organization where you can go to learn more about if you want to go into this industry? Like, are there any groups, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, the industry is actually really nice in terms of like you can just directly kind of talk to people. So there's like, depending what you want to get into, there's like micro cultivation groups, there's a lot of like meetups, there's Alberta Cannabis Council, there's a lot of the dispensaries have their own like lobbying groups, or there's like connections in the city. You can really find a pretty good network of cannabis events where people just meet, talk shop, and that's kind of the nature of the business. Is a lot of people like to connect, and there's meetups probably a month that you could attend if you're really interested.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So if our audience has questions and would like to talk to you more about this, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can like Instagram, LinkedIn's a great way to get a hold of us. Our team, my email's keenan@tokennaturals.com. I can share it with you after. But yeah, I think that kind of connection is we're out there in the community. Like you can DM our social media, or we're getting a new website done. So yeah, we're always trying to be part of the community.
Yes.
And it's really important to our brand, kind of like the team we've built. So yeah, just reach out and we're around.
Yeah, definitely. That's good. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us and educating us on this new industry that seems like people in our community are kind of afraid to talk about, you know, afraid to venture into as a business idea simply because of some of those stigmas that have been put in us, you know, about that. So we thank you for your time
No problem.
coming here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.